Ladies and Germans, how you all doing? This is Con Ulrich.
And I'm Rangru. Hello, hello, hello.
And folks, as we get closer and closer to that SD2 open beta and then the drop of the game, we wanted to bring you a match on Colleville from a tournament that Rang, you're about to explain. I was a little unclear about this. Tell us more about it.
Well, this is the final match from the 2v2 tournament that happened just last weekend. It's a Russian 2v2 tournament. There's like 11 teams or so, and right off the bat, winner of this match, winner of the whole tournament, will get $30 or 2,000 rubles in Russian. Essentially, on left-hand side in blue, we have Harry Spider and Mickeey, and they are Team Eugene Page Shields. And on the right-hand side in Axis, we have Player and Walther, and they are Team Rorschach Pact.
So tell us what the matchups going up against each other. Looks like Don't Hate the Player and Mickeey are facing off, and then Walther and Harry Spider. Tell us about those matchups.
It's going to be rather interesting. Both pretty much three of those four divisions are pretty strong A-phase economies, so a lot of the actions would be going on in A-phase, really, especially 101st and French armor. But at the same time, we've got Paris Vision of heavy tanks, 716 for tanks, with infantry spam. So it's really probably just going to be a pretty big grind in the towns, and if you're seeing, we've got our first CQC-ish town engagements.
Well, the interesting thing for me, I think, would have to be the fact that the early vet, I would say, definitely has to go over here to the Allies side.
Yeah.
Germans, how the heck are the Germans supposed to keep the line against this?
Artillery. I mean, for 716, you can just start raining down 150 mils, and for Paris, you got a bunch of cheap Roger 1 howitzers.
Certainly true. And actually, interestingly enough, you're going to see very early Ju-188, so the Airborne is going to see what it's like to be on the receiving end of air power.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, that's a really interesting call. Maybe that's to offset the veterancy disparity from before?
Yeah, and it's also, it definitely is the Paris Division 1, which is fairly reasonably cheap. And now we got Messerschmitt Go, which is going to go for the Spitfire.
And going to do absolutely nothing. I can't help but imagine this is going to be a dead plane. Yeah, they're both going after each other in a turn fight.
It's pretty much going to come down to who can get AA on the field first, or second plane.
Ooh, interestingly, center part of the field, Voltigeurs are right up against this IG-18, but the IG-18, it's like Hellfire Pass, these guys over here, because it just blows the attack apart.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and they have a pop gun in reserve. That's great. What that's an absurdly good position right there, and that's that.
Yeah, it's really surprising he's managed to hold his position without any frontline infantry in that area. That is bloody good, yeah, for player.
Alright, and it's another B2 tank coming to the north. Now, the Locusts definitely do have the ability to go after those 35Ss and even the B2s, but when it's all said and done, it's kind of weird to see the 716th actually have a one-up on any division.
Yeah, especially in tank power and A-phase. That's usually not the case against most allied divisions that are bringing out Shermans and Sturies galore, or Cromwells.
Well, even more bizarre, how about down to the south? Harry Spider, despite playing the second Blindee, the only thing he's got from mechanized material on the map is a DCA, and now at long last a Spahi coming on in with an M8.
Yeah, it's definitely playing a bit more infantry focus, which makes sense, because on a 2v2 of this map, you usually have one person goes top town and bottom town, and you kind of just like put some bare minimum in the middle. So I understand why you wouldn't do like a heavy tank rush down south. Maybe in the middle, you could have maybe done a tank push, but still that'd be a bit risky.
D520 might pick up a kill, and yeah, the D520 gets a kill up to the north. That's always kind of funny.
Oh boy.
That guy with a pop gun gets something. But despite the fact that we've got 9 tickets on total score, not a whole lot has really changed hands.
Yeah, it's been pretty even Stevens so far. I mean, yeah, no side really taking that rather large ground territory advantage. I mean, really only mobile division early on is going to be that second French armoured.
Certainly the case, but here's the thought. Will the Allied divisions invest in some more air power, or are they just going to let the 188 just do its thing?
They're definitely going to want to invest in air power and NTL later on, because those 188s are going to be a pain in the ass once B and C phase starts rolling down as those J188s are pretty much opening up a rug store with the amount of carpet that they're laying down.
Indeed. Embarrassingly enough, there is that Panzerschreck squad as well as that 35S laying down the law on that northern arterial. It's been two trucks and now a tank going down, and now a second tank going down. Oh my gosh!
Damn, knocking out both locusts like it's well, like it's a
like
plague.
they're flies.
Yeah, we're trying to stop a plague. Don't kill those rats.
The thing is that this is kind of compounded because the 101st Airborne, that's expensive infantry. You cannot lose that material. Not for nothing.
And especially for both allied divisions, as they're both really A-phase divisions, long story short. They don't really have the materiel later on to continue a sustained fight. So losing AB rifles, really anything is really going to hinder them in the later game.
A DCA M16 has been brought to the north, so Harry Spider is trying to bolster his somewhat sagging ally over here. Meanwhile, down to the south, despite some short-range infantry firefights, I would say the real meat of the match is going on up here.
Yeah, for sure. Really just some smaller engagements down south. If Harry Spider could actually clear southern side, it's really easy to hold that town, especially if you get some M10 Wolverines to just hold that open ground between him and the town.
And you know what? I want to go and bash on the Bavarian squads, but those AB engineers have to get awfully close. That's not going to happen. And the Harry Spider... Okay, yeah, even the Nueve troops. The Nueve troops with their Lichte MG34s, a lot of firepower, but again, you have to be awful close to use it. And there's a lot of sight blockers, I would say, here, too.
Yeah, I just noticed that we had, like, mickeey has both of his 101st Infantry in the northern town and southern town, so we're not seeing, like, the standard, plane up northers go down. Good
yeah,
job,
D520 gets a second kill.
Pretty nuts. But yeah, we're seeing, I just want to hop over to mickeey's line of sight, but as you can see, both sides are really playing it as two different 1v1s instead of... They're playing it as one giant 1v1 instead of two separate 1v1s is what I was trying to say. Okay. Well, except for the Germans, they're pretty much playing it as two separate 1v1 matches in terms of unit disposition.
Being the Germans themselves, you don't want that disgusting Paris division to be part of your lines.
No, you gotta keep everything segregated, you know?
Segregation is kind of a harsh word to use.
I know. It's a very harsh,
very charged word.
Yeah. But we're gonna leave it at we're not taking that joke any further. But the J-188 is going to be dropping some bombs behind enemy lines, and
he's
I
got
guess
to.
it's on the front lines.
Look at the machine gun firepower that's going on there. Like, his troops are going to get completely savaged otherwise, and the Spitfire does take him out. Give a little bit of breathing room, maybe to that B2 to kind of get back into the game.
Yeah.
But it's a +1. The Germans are getting that +1, and Harry Spider, well, down is coming the red, and it is certainly bleeding the Spider out. I don't know about washing him out, but that's not looking great.
That bomb and run definitely helped out quite a bit. Now we got Lorraine dropping in the artillery on the infantry remaining in the town. And once those guys are pinned down, the Osttroopen can come in and quickly mop things up, or slowly mop things up. I say they're not really excited to be mopping up the enemy.
Actually, what I had meant is I meant the stuff in the south. If we look to the south, there are 3 squads. In the town.
Yeah, there's not really much there anymore.
No, sir. And despite the fact that those guys do have a good amount of firepower with their M1s and those Thompson submachine guns. Not going to be a long-term firefight.
Yeah, they're a lot bit outnumbered, I'd think. And outgunned. Especially the Puma down south.
Also, but never outfought, that's for sure.
Never outfought, no.
Oh, yeah, actually, wow, yeah, the Recon Puma way down to the south. There is going to be a 57 mil, I think, being brought in. Yeah, no, Harry Spider, so never mind, that's a 6-pounder, isn't it, technically?
Yeah, same gun.
Yeah, it is.
Different naming conventions, you know.
That's true.
Depends which country's using it.
Well, the French, it might be lend-leased from either person, so who knows?
Oh yeah, probably. That's a good point, actually.
I feel kind of bad for these Osttrooper in the center part of the field. We have a Pathfinder squad, and then some Flaming Death coming in from behind. And okay, now they're getting seen right now. So this is where those AB engineers aren't. Oh, they get shot at by their own troops.
The artillery. Oh god. Oh god.
I think we made a mistake.
These fire. And you just send a pigeon back to your lines or something.
That's right, share on me. Good call. Actually, was it the 716th that took them away too? Yeah, it's the 716th. That makes it even better. Or worse. Pack 37 to the north gonna get some shots out. Looks like it's on the Stuart. On the Stuart, but doesn't really hit a whole lot.
No. There's a strafing run on it. Good call. And that's gonna save that little Stuart.
I had imagined you ending that sentence a little bit differently. I'm happy you ended it that way.
Oh, infantry in the town up north to us into the hard track. We just got shreked on. Pretty big hit. And it was the range. Good God. I was about to say, Eugene Page Steelers were getting a good hold in the northern town, but it doesn't seem to be the case anymore.
No, sir. And those Nueve troops, still not something you really want to get involved with. And that Pack 37, now the Stuart's not firing. Okay, there we go. Thank God for the DCAs.
Mm-hmm.
That tracer fire continues to be absolutely devastating, though.
It's so cool.
Do you want to check down to the south again? Down to the south? Wow. And a B2. Okay, so now the Germans are starting to mix their lines, I think, a little bit, aren't they? Sort of. It's the beginning of osmosis.
Mm-hmm.
And I think... Nope, okay, I thought the Puma got taken out, but I was incorrect. He is going to engage... Oh, with a 356 off-map call-in, too.
Oh god, that is...
That's gonna hurt.
That's really gonna hurt for the Germans. They're gonna feel that in the morning, if they wake up, that is.
Well, take DP2s and call them in the morning, that's what the doctor says. In the meantime, the Germans to the north also bringing in another swath of infantry. So the firefight continues to heat up, and we are into Phase B.
Mm-hmm.
So here's where some of those heavy Sherman variants come on in and beat up on those poor Osttroopen who have nothing left. And I can't help but feel bad for them. S-56 comes in and devastates that particular little pocket.
Yeah. Slow down the Germans. For sure.
I'm not sure by how much. They're still getting a +2.
Yeah, they're still like doing pretty damn well, and that's really just due to the middle here, just moving up a few sneaky Osttroopen to grab some rather easy territory.
Yes, sir. Meanwhile, down to the... Oh, okay. Not sure I agree necessarily bringing that call-in just for that kind of concentration there. I think I probably would have dropped it again to the east, but, you know, each their own. And again, we do get God Vision on this, as always, so... I'm interested. What does he see? Okay, I guess I can understand that now.
Mm-hmm.
Not supremely fond of that. But that one AV leader goes down, the entire defense falls to pieces.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Everyone else will just throw their arms up once the AB leader is gone. But yeah, we got... Is that Flak 88 being brought in the southern area?
Yes.
Oh no, it's a French thing, my bad.
The Flak 36. The all HE, nothing matters thing? Yeah.
Yeah, the weird French knockoff. Well, not really a knockoff, but...
The POS.
Yeah. I mean, it's still good at shooting down planes, but, you know, having an anti-aircraft gun that can also shoot tanks is also, you know, pretty cool. Pretty cool, especially if you're in North Africa.
And the last barrage is being placed in a very excellent spot. I agree with this one quite a bit. Not because of the ammunition on those infantry units, but you had the potential to kind of drop a little bit further to the east. Okay.
And the Allies are starting to mop up in the middle just a little bit now.
That's good, because the north, they're starting to get a little bit outflanked here. Big Dick is still on the map. And some of the infantry is getting forced to surrender or to very, very negative outcomes here. But this B2 is still holding the line, and even that char at 20 paces, that's not going to be a place you want to be.
No, but Sherman, look, it has stabilizers, and it's going to get first shot, but not enough to get the kill, and he's going to back off smartly because B2 can get first shot, and oh, he's going to shoot.
Internal fragments. Oh my god.
Oh, this B2 kills a bloody 76 mil Sherman.
Oh,
I
my
would eat
God.
something nice, not a hat. That would be.
Crepes? How about a crepe?
I'd eat a grape.
Oh, I said a crepe, but I'll take a grape too, I
Oh, a
suppose.
crate?
A crepe. Crepe.
What's a? Oh, a crepe. Okay.
Well, I figured you know French division and all that.
Oh yeah. True. Re. And we got a bunch of infantry
he's
coming.
gonna get forced into a surrender here.
Yeah. Ah.
Which is a shame, because what a noble victory that was.
Yeah. Our engine stalled,
Yeah,
of
he's
course.
doomed. Unless the Hummel starts engaging troops behind it. Oh, sorry, the Lorraine. I always want to call it the Hummel.
And there's the surrender.
There we go.
Ah. That would have been such a good kill if he knocked out that 76 Sherman.
Okay, how about this SPW-204? He had just critted out that Stuart in some part of the map. Shooter's been knocked out. It's always absurd to see stuff like this go on, but go on it does. 204 is now going to engage that char, and that's going to be a little more silly.
Yeah, it's definitely a bit silly, especially in that engagement range, you know.
Yeah, I mean, anything closer, though, than a continent or two, and I wouldn't want to be him.
Mm-hmm.
But let us not forget the fact that the Germans are still almost locking down that reinforcement point. That's insane. He's making an end run.
Yeah, they got the Panhard MG booking it through that Puma. Still alive, surprisingly. Used up all its HE ammunition. And he is just pretty much putting a decent amount of pressure along his southern flank.
Well, he's also going to be out of his machine gun ammo pretty soon, too. That's a couple bursts of fire, and that's absolutely it.
Yeah.
So the Allies are falling sort of apart here.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of the problem with the Allied division that they did pick, is that they're not really going to be that great once later game hits. They don't have that sustainability.
No, that's for sure. But that Puma, I'm just watching the Puma now. I can't help but admit that. Oh, is he going to engage that infantry? Probably not. Nope, he's not going to get it in time.
Nope.
And the
There's
Russians
a machine
are
gun.
there.
No,
The
it
Russians
doesn't
are
have a
there.
machine gun anymore.
Oof.
It's just AP shots now, so he had to start getting some pretty direct hits.
Well, the funny thing is the P-47 doesn't know it though. So he kills it, but not before. That's a nice way to trade out your Puma.
Yeah, you know, I mean, it saves you having to reload it.
Also, we missed the Stroke that's here. And it's not a part of the field with the engine destroyed, so technically, I don't think he can't even turn, can he?
No, he's blind to the bat, and he's trying to rush up his failed gender army, try to smoke his stomach, which is definitely a good call, but really do it in the nick of time.
As the French might say, c'est possible. Oh no, okay, so he's turning around to engage the north instead. So, either the AI or, you know, Harry Spider says, I'm going to go after more vicious prey. I don't know.
There's a good... I couldn't really tell you.
Ooh, Verframen's coming in, though.
Oh yeah, our launch rack machine.
Yes, I
Rack
laughed the
launcher?
day that people confirmed that for us. I appreciate that.
Launch platform. Was that? It's launch platform, right? Or
Yeah,
launch,
yeah.
Something really mundane. It's just German naming conventions. German World War II vehicle naming conventions.
Well, look at it this way. Either the name itself was a billion yards long, meters long, or it was just super short and had a cool nickname. I mean...
Yeah. We name our tanks Tank 1, Tank 2, Tank 3, then Tank 4. But then Tank 6 will come before Tank 5, and Tank 7 will be cancelled.
Verframen coming on in. Skadoosh. Oof. Okay. The proximity just killed 2 vehicles. The Verframen by itself has killed 2 vehicles.
And knocked out the Greyhound, which is a pretty big kill.
Yeah, it is.
Already paid himself off.
The Lorraines. Let's not understate the effect the Lorraines have had to the north. I think without them, 101st might have been able to win through.
Yeah, but with, you know, giant 27 HE shells dropping buy your building, you're not going to be wanting to move up.
No, sir. In the meantime, though, the Germans still do have men behind enemy lines, and the scout car has managed to capture some German infantry. Kind of like a man rolling up in a Cadillac, being like, "Get in, bro." Like, something seems ridiculous to a certain extent.
Yeah, I really love that Panther strike behind enemy line.
Yes.
It's in such a good position.
Yes. I do want to make a quick call out. I forget who was the last 2v2 we did last week.
Oh. I have a goldfish memory.
I don't know, but it was that the Germans had a couple of P-Grand squads behind enemy lines, and just the absolute worst time. High value targets came through, and they got shreked.
Oh,
Fausted to pieces. Yep. And Hans McQueen. Never mind. Hans McQueen's on the field, and he's a drummer. And an ME-109 ground attack. Okay, so. Oof. Shrek from long range. Oh my gosh. I have to commend Don't Hate the Player because he's been taking it to the 101st. This is actually, I would argue, an uphill fight for him usually.
Yeah, I mean, 716th isn't the best division, but he's playing it really well. You just throw in all the infantry into the town and let the artillery do the talking.
Agreed.
And this is a pretty good map for you because both sides are pretty much playing heavily in the town, and both Paris and 716th are pretty damn good town fighting divisions.
Well, you can see that the French now, they brought on another 356. And this artillery strike, I'm not going to say will turn things around, but could certainly do something to the front lines here. Assuming it even remotely hits. It's going to be absolutely absurd.
To run and kapow.
Okay, there goes the two artillery pieces go down, another infantry squad.
Oh, damn. Infantry coming in for reinforcements, and... Okay, knocked out like half the infantry, yeah, pretty good.
On the KM Führer, the Kriegsmarine Führer, we rarely have ever... I know we make this comment all the time whenever we see him, but I don't feel like we ever see this guy.
No,
why is that?
Because you can only get 2 of them in a deck, like 2 total infantry of Kriegsmarine Führer, so they're very rare. It's like a shiny Pokemon, but not
man,
yet
I was
rare.
gonna make that reference.
You were gonna make a shiny... Oh god.
I was like trying to get rid of us, man.
We've been hanging around a bit too long, jeez.
Well, hey, like I said to you before we started the recording today, folks, Rang and I have known each other now for like over 18 months. It's crazy. Since this game came out, it's insane.
We're thinking of getting engaged.
I'm
joking.
I was going to say, it's a one-way engagement. Don't I have to say yes first?
I was going to surprise you.
Oh, that's true. I'm very surprised. Now, the Germans bringing in their own artillery off-map, and this is going to do more than enough, I think, to switch back that flex of power.
But that Spitfire is going to cancel out the next artillery off-map strike.
I kind of wish the tail gunners were a little bit more efficient. I know it sounds ridiculous, but I'd like the the air power to be a little bit better in the tail gunners. It wasn't like you just took a random mook and was like, okay, well, here you go. Have a machine gun.
Now see where you're coming from.
And another off-map call-in that we never saw called in. Interesting. But the revived Stug 3 is getting himself back into the fight, and, well, he's pretty much disabled at M5. Which I can't select right now, stupid fallback mechanics. Back to the north, the Germans have pretty much undiminished capacity just to destroy everything. And Pack 43's on the field too.
Starting to see a lot of tanks now from the Allies. Like, there's a Sherman's everywhere, and I think it's really going to be a final sort of way to get back into this match, trying to get some arm to push somewhere. But they have to catch up to a lot of points in 16 minutes, and that's not going to be good.
It's a really, really weird Pack 43 sightlines that's not happening here.
Yeah. A little bit too close as well.
But, I mean, that Sherman, oh, that's why, because of the Abusier.
Yeah.
He was attack grounding through that forest.
Yeah. We got Panther G here, and roll the Panther G, be an OG, and blow up all the Shermans.
He better be able to do something. Oh, wow, that's embarrassing.
You have 17 AP, mate. Make it work.
This is like performance anxiety. There we go, driver wounded. Alright. Can you get the penetration, or do you need the little blue pill?
Nope.
He gets it, there we go. And shifting continually forward. He won't get sightlines on the Abusier super quickly, but there's another Pack 43 actually didn't even notice to the north as well.
Oh, damn.
Internal fragments.
That's definitely a funny area for Pack 43.
I think it's just the sightlines.
Yeah. And we got the off map. Oh, I mean the Obusier doing like the indirect fire thing, trying to knock out the Pack 43.
And
but the Pack 43 is smart to move.
Very good smoke. A couple of M10s being brought across the map, but I don't think that's going to be particularly fantastic. It's another Sherman goes down, and actually another Abusier goes down. And a B1, well, the B1's not going to do a whole lot, but the shooter knocked out, that's decent enough. And a Shrek moving in very, very quickly.
Bang.
Wow.
Bang. That pretty much knocks out a lot of Shermans in that middle area push. But down south, though, the Allies are making a bit of progress. Those off-map artillery strikes did pay off, but will they be able to get the Germans out of town?
You know, I'm kind of wondering about that. Because if you look at the material that's coming on in, yes, you do have stuff like engineers and sappers, but we also have things like ROAs coming on in and taking forever in a day to shoot. Tracks and wheels damaged. That's still a pretty big crit. If you slow down the second Blindee, that's more than enough, I would argue.
Yeah, and both of these Allied divisions, they're going to really start running out of stuff soon, especially 101st, and not seeing as many AB infantry in the field. It's really just engineers and maybe some glider rifles that we're going to be seeing.
I will say that P-47 is absolutely absurd in the amount of morale damage he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily enough for the Germans, those engineers are pinned down. Otherwise, there would have been an absolute ridiculous amount of surrenders.
Yeah, yeah. Really down to his pack track and Stug.
Yes.
Trying to keep the vehicles away. The Wolverine maneuvering around the southern flank, trying to get some sort of angle.
Well, you can see how desperate things are when the Volontaires are being brought on in as well to the north.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Now, I'm trying to see if there's anything else really going on other than... That's a unique call. 35S has an obvious line of sight over here to this tank. And he's not firing for the tank.
Nope, pieces. Hanging out. Enjoying the view. Enjoying the fiery wreck of a building in front of him.
By the way, the M10 goes down to the south. Courtesy, I think, of that pack track, I believe. The pack track's gonna have a shot over here in the double D. Shooter wounded.
Yep.
Wow.
That pretty much kills all hopes of a southern push anymore, knocking out both those tanks. And all the infantry is now gone, really. The Allied infantry, that is.
Yep. Other than a couple of guys hiding behind enemy lines, spotting for non-existent artillery. The Germans, okay, just the Germans have enough vehicles on the map just to completely wipe out everything.
Mm-hmm. Especially now, once we're in C phase for Paris Division, because they essentially just become Panzer of the amount of tanks they get.
Mm-hmm.
We got the Tiger down south now. We had that Panther up north, and yeah, it still is, yeah. They did lose the S-35 in the town, but it's not too big of a deal.
Well, it's a Pack 43 as well. Verf Raman aiming for that DD. He'll freak it out, but he won't kill it. Not surprising. I don't want to count the Allies out just yet, but we're thinking maybe we want to do it ×2.
Yeah, 35-10.
Sounds lovely. So we had another artillery strike down to the south, and then, okay, 3, 2, 1, and ×2. Down to the south, there's going to be another couple of artillery strikes. These are the 203s. This is not the 356 anymore, obviously, so slightly less devastating, yet you cannot discount the amount of damage it could potentially do.
Mm-hmm.
Regrettably, it probably won't, but that's that.
Oh, you want to note the Panhard's in the bottom left corner of the map?
He's
been
been
chilling
there
there.
forever.
Just, you know, he's like, I'm falling back, but I think I fell back the wrong way.
Well, he was like, wait a second, we're facing off against the French? They'll understand. Meanwhile, the P-38 Lightning finally goes down. The Me-109 takes him out, using pretty much like all of his ammunition. Another Werfrauen shot to the north. Yeah, this has become just a graveyard of vehicles.
Yeah, it can be pretty hard to push 716 out of town when they got those launch racks ready.
And yeah, there's the call-in coming over there. That's coming actually from Walther saying, check that out. He's laughing. And we're taking the half-track over there to try to save him. But yeah, I mean, wow, hats off to the Germans on this. I did not expect this kind of gameplay from them.
No, they managed to pretty much hold off really well in the A phase and then just run the attritional warfare through B and C. I really think Harry Spider maybe should have tried a bit more of a... If we're playing French, you really got to try to do some sort of push in a more tank-friendly area early on, because trying to go toe-to-toe in a town fight, especially against two pretty good infantry divisions from the Axis, is pretty difficult.
Indeed it is, and the Germans, wow, doing quite well in that KD.
Yeah, very good. And that means Player and Walther are going to be taking home 30 euros or 2,000 rubles, so they're going to have to figure out how to split that between the two of them.
I do want to see... Oh, this is... Okay, so we get to donate the players, so I get to see all of the Werfrauen kills. Second Blindee, we had a Spahi that went decently, and another Char that did okay. Yeah, but a lot of these vehicles did not trade out efficiently, let's say.
No. But, yeah, they didn't. Mainly killing, you know, cheaper infantry and stuff, so there wasn't really that much expensive vehicles on the field to kill, like, against 716 or Paris, because it's just cheap, crappy French tanks and infantry most of the time. But looking at losses real fast.
There's a couple things here and there, but since it's second Blindee...
Oh yeah, it's only one-sided.
Yes.
We don't see the 101st kills, and it was pretty intertwined.
Indeed, they are.
Yeah, but, pretty good match, though.
Yeah, indeed. So congratulations to our Axis players. And, Rang, what do we got going on for the rest of the week?
We got some more matches from this tournament. I mean, we did cover the finals first, but we are planning to cover some of the other matches have been played. So, stay tuned for that.
Indeed. So, folks, until we come back next time, you know, stay frosty and keep an eye out for the enemy. This is Con Ulrich.
I'm Rangru. Take it easy.